Hey everyone, Kevin here once again with my 1, 2, 3 cents, and today I'm going to talk about something that is probably going to be a little more controversial than things that we've brought up here on the YouTube channel or even the blog for that matter. And I'm hoping to get some response from you, the fans, either in comments or video responses, just kind of start a dialogue, I guess, if you will, about something that I've been thinking about for a long time as far as doing a blog or a vlog on, but just haven't really sat down and thought about it and actually got my thoughts together. And I think I've managed to do that today, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of put it out there and talk about the perception or the use of homosexuality in professional wrestling in terms of characters, and why it always seems, and I think there are a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, when you look at wrestlers who had a gimmick where they were playing a gay man, they were the heel. They were booed. They were not embraced by the fans. And, in 2012, in today's society, is it time to kind of move past that and actually have a wrestler come out to the ring as a homosexual and be cheered? I know OVW has a face character who is, the gimmick is gay and he is a face at Paradise. I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know a whole lot about OVW, but I know that they are trying that or at least experimenting with it. But most recently, let's look at TNA with Orlando Jordan. His character is a bisexual gimmick, and I'm not sure that he's even still with TNA, pardon me if he's not, but I remember watching some of his early matches in TNA, and he was booed out of the arena, basically. Fans just were not accepting of that. You look at Goldust when he first arrived back in 1995, and he was never labeled as a gay character, but he had those tendencies, if you will, the whole tattoo of Razor Ramon, leading up to their Intercontinental title match, and then the fans hated him, and it was a great way to get heat. It seems like outside of the anti-American gimmick, give a guy a flamboyant or a feminine kind of gimmick, and it's an instant heat magnet. So he drew a lot of heat back in the mid-90s with that. Leading up to the point where he finally did turn face, and I remember very vividly, it was on Monday Night Raw, and Jerry Lawler was the heel antagonist, kind of poking at Goldust, and finally said to him, "Hey, aren't you a queer?" And then when he responded with no and a punch to the face, the fans embraced him. Now, had he said, "Yes, I am," what would have happened there? Would the fans have reacted differently? I don't know. But just based on kind of the way fans react to things in wrestling, and it's not like any other sport, I don't think. I don't know that you would get away with going to the theater and booing two gay characters that were on stage, or going to the movies and watching a movie and two gay characters embrace. Same thing back in the late 1980s, or the mid to late 1980s, with adorable Adrian Adonis. Now, he was never called gay either, on TV at least, but his character was flamboyant. He wore the dresses, he wore pink and had wigs and makeup and the flower shop, and was definitely a feminine character. And Roddy Piper was the tough guy, the face that went in there and just raised all kinds of hell and beat him up, and the fans embraced it and they loved that too. So were these characters disliked because of their perceived sexuality, their perceived sexual preference? Look at Chuck and Billy. They played that gimmick off in early 2000s, and Chuck Palumbo and Billy Gunn, of course, and it came to the point where, I don't remember, I think it was Chuck proposing to Billy in the middle of the ring, and then it led to a so-called commitment ceremony, which turned out to be a publicity stunt. The two guys admitted to it there at the very end. Hey, we're not really going through with this. And then, of course, the fans, they were attacked by 3 Minute Warning, who were a heel tag team, and Eric Bischoff, and then they were embraced by the fans. And that drew media attention, mainstream media attention. I remember they being on the Today Show talking about this. So you know, it seemed like it was kind of taking a step forward for that movement, but it took several steps back probably in the long run if you look at it like that. So I'm curious to hear what you think and what your thoughts are on this. I know it's kind of a touchy subject. You know, I'm not saying that fans should embrace it either way. I'm just curious as to why not, why there's never really been a mainstream homosexual character who has been over with the fans. And you know, look at the flip side of it with the HLA, the hot lesbian action that Eric Bischoff brought to the WWE at one point, and you know, the fans loved that. You know, they wanted to see that kind of thing. So it's kind of that double standard. It's okay if two girls are in the ring kissing, but if two guys are in the ring doing it, that's unacceptable behavior. So I'm just curious to hear what you think, and please, when you do make comments, let's keep it civil, and you know, you can have an opinion, but let's not bash each other when we make comments on this, because I don't mean for this to turn into some big argument, some big fight. I just want to hear your opinions. That's my 1, 2, 3 cents. I want to know yours now.